We are excited to be with you again this Friday morning, Dr. Ruzicka and Dr. Sterk from Method Learning. So it is October 13th and 2 days before our first deadline for applications. So we have been getting all those applications submitted, Common App, essays, all of the transcripts, letters of recommendation, test scores, all the things, right?
Yeah, no, it's been busy, but super exciting to see. I love this point where, everything comes together and the kids that we've been working with the longest, like it's just such a smooth process. And that sort of like sense of accomplishment when you can push the submit button and know your application is perfect and great for the student is the best feeling. So it's a great time of year for
It
sure.
really is. It's so exciting to see. And then even more exciting once those acceptance letters start rolling in, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. And it's so exciting. And I have, a lot of students doing honors programs. And so there's this additional follow-up that needs to be done. I know we talked about that on the last week, but all the sort of extra things that students kind of forget about. And so, yeah, very exciting.
It's so exciting. And that kind of brings me to what's kind of been on my mind lately is for the students who we've been getting a lot of phone calls lately for students who might be a little bit more stressed out, not having all the pieces in line or having the support system all along, right? And getting to this point and feeling like, oh my gosh, I feel not prepared right now. And my deadline is November 1st. So what do I do? And they've just been calling lately. I don't know if you've been getting some of those calls,
Oh,
but
yeah.
and that just kind of has been giving me more affirmation that what we're doing and helping support the student and the family and even the school counselors is so critical in this process.
Well, I know like one of the students I've been working with, and their school's very involved. It's a great, private school that they're at, and a low student to counselor ratio. It's fantastic. But I know the counselor reached out and she was like, "I'm just so helpful that I'm just so glad that you're helping the student because it's making her job so much easier." And she's like, she even said, "I know when he's coming to me now, like he's asking different questions, and I'm able to help him with the limited time that I have." So she was just thanking me and saying, I'm so glad that you're partnering with this family. It's just fantastic.
Exactly. And the same thing for the parents, right? I've been on the phone with some parents and they're like, I have been looking at this and revising this and racking my brain over this essay. And we just need some help right now before we hit submit to make sure that this is on point and it's exactly what the college is looking for. And so, as far as the parents' perspective too, I think a lot of times it is a big help for them. Kind of, we talk about this all the time where the landscape and the environment is changing all the time. And so just having someone in it all the time, staying on top of the different regulations and decisions and process. Everything is so interesting. And even it kind of makes me think of student athletes, right? That whole process. You have some of those families going through the recruiting process, and that's different as well. So just having someone who is informed on all the fronts is really helpful for the family.
And I think this kind of leads to, so on next Tuesday, right, we're doing our big webinar, and we have like, I think like 800 people like showing up. Like it is going to be like a party, a Tuesday night party, 8 o'clock. And we'll definitely post the link so you guys can get registered. But it's the three biggest mistakes that parents make in the college application process. So I think we should give them just one of our number one, which is what we've kind of been talking about,
Sure.
and give them a little tidbit. And what we're just exactly, Jessica, what we're discussing is, I believe one of the biggest mistakes is that families don't think about what we call the college support network, the people that really help the student. And it can't just be us, right? It also is, like you said, the school counselor, the teacher, the mentor, other parents that, like family members and parents and people that you really count on. But the biggest thing is, how do we tap into those so it
Mhm.
doesn't cause more stress and anxiety? So what would
Exactly.
you think?
Yeah, I absolutely think that it all plays a part, right? And we're kind of the people who put the whole puzzle together. So what I love about our program is that it's so comprehensive, right? That we have so many different components that the family needs. So the test prep, the advising piece. We're adding a few new exciting pieces in there that we'll be launching on our webinar on Tuesday night. So you won't want to miss it. But we really are taking a holistic approach to this whole student and making sure that they are equipped in all areas, from
Right.
deciding what major to financial aid to test prep to college searching to, I mean, right now it's the nitty gritty of filling out the applications and answering the questions properly. So the College Support Network is encompassing a lot of different people that really the students and the families rely on and have a trusted relationship with.
Mhm.
And that's why we start meeting with a lot of our families and students junior year to build that relationship and to partner with them and walk them through the whole process.
And I think what's really, I have a junior, right? And so I'm starting to like go through the process. And even though I've helped literally thousands of students through this process, as a mom, it's a little bit different. And it's so interesting listening to other moms and dads and how they're going through the process. And if I get wrapped up in that, I mean, it's just really, it's like a kind of a free for all, and it's a frenzy, and people work
Mm-hmm.
themselves up. And so,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I just say to parents, like, be really cautious about who you are connecting to, because there are a lot of, college advisors out there, or there's these experts out there, and it's really fear mongering. Like, they're really trying to like create this sense of urgency and like demand. And that's for a marketing ploy. And, I think that's why people like us, is because we're like, no, we're calm. We go step by step, like we
Exactly.
work through the process. And so just be really careful about when you're going through this process, like who is adding that extra anxiety onto
Mm-hmm.
you. And they
Mm-hmm.
might not be a good person to be within your college support network, right? So,
Absolutely. And it's that some of it you can get wrapped up in that competition mindset, right? Of, well, I have to do this and I have to do that and I have to do, and I think the cool thing about you and I is that we know so much about so many different colleges, and there's a lot of fits for all of the students, and we're all unique and individual. And we really value the relationship with the student and making sure that they're going to be successful in their major and at the institution that they choose to attend, right? And so I think that is one of kind of leads to one of our points in our presentation that we're going to be discussing on Tuesday night, is that we're looking at them being successful and not as so much into the competition of the whole process, right?
right. And I was just working with, I have a set of twins, and they're fantastic, and they have a very particular major that they're interested in. And we were going through, and there was a particular school that they added. And I'm like, why did you add this school? Let's talk about this, because I know their application is completely separate. It's a whole new application. It's this whole thing. And they're like, I don't know. I just sounded like a good program. And I'm like, you have a portfolio to do. You have all this work to do. Like, we have to prioritize. And if we get into all these names and programs, that's not what's always best for the student, right? The
Exactly.
priority is getting in where they need to go, what's best for them. I know we're going to be talking about, that list and everything. Also, I don't want to give too much away, but it is true. Like, having somebody like narrow down. But if I were to add this application to them, it's a whole, it's just going to add more work. And there's no
Mhm.
reason, there absolutely is no reason for it.
Exactly. Right. And so keeping the first thing, right? And
Exactly.
that's why we're big advocates too of college visits, and go see the college and put your feet on the campus and take a tour before we just blindly apply to a bunch of colleges. And it costs money, not to mention how much money some of these colleges cost to just apply these days. So,
Yeah, by the time you send test scores and by the
mhm.
time you apply, I mean, I'm seeing 50, $80 per
Uh-huh,
application, and it
uh-huh.
just continues to, increase. And so you want to be like, And it's time. I mean, the kids are in APs, they're in IB classes, they're doing
Mhm.
dual enrollment, they're doing extracurriculars and volunteering, and they're presidents of their clubs and everything else. And it's like, and and I get the poor kid like, oh, I'm really sorry, I've been really busy. I was, crowned homecoming king, and I'm like, I understand,
Yeah.
but we need to get through this. And so, yeah, I think just so important again, like listening to the right people, having the
Mhm.
right people that know your student, that believe in your student, but also can take a step back and
Mhm.
have an unbiased approach. Because when I tackle like a supplemental or an essay, I pretend like I've never met the kid. So
Right.
what does this tell me? And
Mhm.
my 7 minutes that I have to look at your application, is this what I want? So you need
Exactly.
that sort of differing opinion.
Mhm.
So just be careful too of not staying in a tight little bubble and thinking
Mhm.
it's great.
Yeah, a different perspective for sure is really important, I think too. And
Yeah.
all the things that go into
All
that.
the things.
All the things that go into that. So that's really exciting for these students right now who are hitting submit, and for the juniors too. This is time for the juniors to start looking at those
Yeah.
colleges and starting their college search. So, and taking the tests and the SAT and the ACT. So the
Mhm.
whole timeline begins.
Well, and I think, I have quite a few juniors that I'm working with,
Mhm.
and you have some juniors and sophomores that you're working with. And, just even building up time management skills and
Mhm.
study skills and making sure, like, is your resume what needs to be done, which I do kind of know we're going to talk a little bit about
Uh-huh.
that on Tuesday, and how to use extracurriculars and what that looks like. And so, it's just such a vital time again to have that clarity all the way through the process,
Mhm.
like what a great opportunity for families for
Exactly.
sure.
And what options are out there, and having the conversations about all the terminology, the
Yeah.
difference in the types of applications early
Oh my
on,
gosh.
so they have a plan before October 13th, and maybe realize, oh, I do want to do early action. Okay, well, you have 2 days, so we've got to hurry up and get this in, instead of having ample time to be prepared and have everything done. It's just a lot smoother, like you said, and less stressful on everybody. So,
Absolutely.
so much to talk about. We could talk
I
all day.
know. So that's why everyone has to come back Tuesday
Okay.
night. We'll put the link in, the 3 biggest mistakes parents make. And so please share it. It's going to be a fun time. We have that new special offer that's only going to be for the webinar. And I'm super excited about it because I've been diving into all the new stuff that we're going to be offering to parents, and like, wow. And we both know, having kids, like, we're creating programs that like I want to have, right? Like,
Exactly.
as a
Exactly.
parent, what do I need to help my daughter? Because my daughter has some big goals, and I'm looking, how am I going to pay for those goals? Like, what am I going to be doing? And how do I
Mhm.
have that conversation with her? So it's just going to be a really critical time, but I'm really excited about that package coming up.
Yes,
So
me too. Me too. It's going to be something really different and something valuable that
yeah,
everybody can get a lot of value out of. So
absolutely.
we hope to see you there. We hope you have a
Of
great
course.
weekend.
Yes.
And
Happy Friday the 13th.
oh yes.
13's always been my favorite number because I'm a November 13th
Oh, your
baby.
birthday's coming up.
Yeah, so I turned 13 on Friday the 13th. So and then my oldest
Wow.
daughter, her birthday's on the 13th, and then my youngest is on the 26th, which is 13 plus 13. So it's close. So
Yeah, very
yeah,
lucky day for you.
so I like 13. Yeah, so it's a good day. It's good to
All
see
right.
you.
We'll see
All
you later. Bye, guys.
right, bye-bye.